Today, we're going to be discussing about the identity branding process. Hey, this is Alex Miranda coming to you from The Creative Complex in Miami, Florida. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the entire identity branding process. But before we get into that, I'd like to draw your attention to two links. First, if you want to book a strategy session with me, I would love to meet with you, talk to you about your identity and branding. You can go ahead and do that on that link. Second, subscribe to my blog. I'd love to just keep pouring more into you about this whole world of identity and branding. For this video, essentially what we're going to be covering is what does an identity branding process look like? Okay, you can't just go into an identity rebranding or a branding and kind of wing it, right? A lot of people do that. A lot of my friends, they'll call me and say, Alex, I'm starting this business, or we need this website. How much is it? And it's like, whoa, slow down, man. There's a process to this, So the first thing that everything starts with is an identity strategy session. Right, that's why I stress it in each of my videos. Let's talk. Let's get together. Let me explain to you what the process is. But let's strategize about your identity. All right. There's you've got a target market. You've got your products and services. You've got goals, and you need these things to be laid out in an actionable plan. Okay, and that actually takes me to, so first you've strategized, whether it's with me, another consultant, maybe it's your team. You've come together and you've created and you've asked the right questions, right? That's what a strategy session does. Then you put together an identity action plan. Your identity action plan just basically delineates the phase-by-phase approach to how you're going to bring your identity to life. And that's what I'm going to share with you. I'm actually going to share with you those phases, right? And in future videos, we're going to dive in deep into each one of those phases, and I'll share with you exactly what each one of those phases looks like. So the first phase, once we've had this sort of strategy session and we've put down this plan of action, the first thing we need to discover is, who are we? Right? What are we here for? What is our mission, our vision, our purpose, our goals? What is our why? What greater good are we serving? What's our tagline? What's our slogan? Right? What is our USP, our unique selling proposition? And we're gonna dive in deeper into that later on. But this is the element of who you are as a core. Right? So once we've discovered that, guess what? Your next step is bringing that thing to life in a logo, right? A logo, the business card, the stationery. That's sort of, now we're starting to bring that identity to life digitally and in print format, right? So that's sort of phase 2 for my company. So first we've discovered who you are on writing paper, right, slogans, etc. Then now, armed and dangerous with that information, we can create the right logo. We can create the right look that reflects that identity. Makes sense? So now we've got this sort of print and digital identity done. Then we translate that to the web and online. So now your emails are able to be designed, your website, your social media is able to be designed. What's going on sort of digitally and print wise, now we can bring it to the online world. Then, right, this is where it all the magic happens, because so far nobody's seen any of that work, just me, you, your designer, developer. Now we're ready to launch. Right? The launch process is a whole nother world, and we're going to have a whole video talking about just the launch of your brand. But that's sort of the last thing. I can't tell you how many times I've met with someone and a company, we've done a logo and a website, and they didn't really properly launch it. They kind of just put up the new website or released the new logo and didn't really fully give it an awesome launch, right? The press release, the email blast leading up to it. So anyway, before I sort of spoil it for you, we're going to be talking more about that. So this sort of spells out what is the identity branding process as a whole, phase by phase. And in future videos, we're going to be getting more into that. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for continuing to watch my video blogs.